Well, good morning, you guys. It's Tuesday. It already feels like Friday. Not gonna lie whatsoever. So my day has gotten off to a wonky start. Obviously, I am not walking this morning. I am biking. So I'm gonna do probably 5 to 7 miles on the bike. By then, my grocery order should be ready to pick up at Fresh Market, so I'm gonna swing out there, pick up that. I have some meals to prep, and then hopefully I'll be done. Probably not, though. I might try to get another 30-minute strength training in at some point this morning, but it'll all depend on when my order's ready to be picked up. I've done all my chores and stuff, so like I don't have like my daily cleaning stuff to do. I've already done all that, but except for folding laundry. I have a load of laundry to fold. But I decided to wait on that because I have one in the dryer that'll need to be folded too. So anyway, that's where we are this morning. I literally just sat down on the bike. This is the first time I've had a chance to turn on the camera whatsoever. Cats are being cute as always. Yeah. I will... My bike is beeping at me. I will catch up with you guys as the day progresses. Keep you updated on what's going on. I did share with you guys that I brought the strips up from the secondary, my other scraps from the other rustic pad. I have a lot of matting still left to do with those, but I got like 10 scrap cards started with those. And I'll probably have another 10, depending on how many duplicates we have. I did get my first set of little container boxes in, so I was able to neatly take that back downstairs this morning before I started cleaning, or as part of my cleaning. Hopefully I will get those done. I will get done matting those. It is so uncomfortable sitting in my floor in front of the coffee table. So it's one of the things I really, really hate doing. It wants me to go faster. Switch arms here. Yeah, so I think that's where my speaker's on that side. I'm not sure about the microphone. Oh, I've got my headphones in. Microphone doesn't matter. I might have too many duplicates with that rustic pad. I'm not sure, but we'll just keep rolling with it. See what we get out of it. It's not a big deal. I did get a number of 1/2-inch strips cut from the pieces that I brought up to do the 1.5 by 1.5 squares. So we've got a lot more to go on these scrappy backgrounds. I think what I'm going to do before I cut into the new paper pad, the kind of whimsical aqua pad, I think what I'm going to do is take those large chunks from the other rustic pad and turn those into cards, or at least most of cards. I don't know if I'm going to finish them, but as I was looking through that, there are a lot of fairly large chunks in there. It's getting harder to talk and bike now because it's telling me to go faster and faster. Thank you, interval training. Anyway, there were some fairly large chunks left in there. So I think what I'm going to do is, after I'm done matting all the squares, I'm going to finish cutting that up and making at least bases out of them. I'll probably look at some of the, specifically Call Me Crafty Owl probably. She uses up a lot more paper in her sketches. And since I'll be working with random bits instead of whole pieces of paper. Anyway, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to finish off what scraps I have in there. These scraps from last year's cards are still in that bin too. And I think there's too many substantial pieces in there for me to just finish this up. But I might take a peekaboo in there. I don't know. Once again, I'm trying really hard not to plan my day because planning has not been my friend recently. Anyway, I've got 1 mile down. A little over 1 mile. And it's yelling at me to increase my speed again. So, dadgum. It just sits here yelling at me until I go faster and faster. I'm still having fun playing with figuring out biking. Anyway, peace out. I'll check in with you guys as we're doing other things. Okie dokie, you guys. So nothing went as planned today. I placed an order for pickup for my stuff at Fresh Market. Was told that for whatever reason they didn't have the Mexican cheese. It was supposed that it's not queso fresco. It's the other one that crumbles so nicely. They were out of that one and they wanted to replace it with Parmesan cheese in a meal kit made to make street tacos. And the idea of Parmesan cheese with radishes, onions, shrimp, and cilantro just wasn't working for me. So I just had them cancel that order because I was going to have to go to the other store anyway. So I had to haul it all the way down, which is an hour round trip at best. And of course, there's construction and everything all the way to the other store. So it's an uptown problem, but it did take a huge hunk of time. Now, I did get 3 meatloaves prepped, 2 frozen, 1 in the refrigerator for Thursday night. I got a dozen hamburger patties made. 8 of them are frozen, 4 of them in the refrigerator cooked. I cooked up 2 chicken breasts for Banner because he likes to snack on fresh chicken breast for whatever reason. I'm not going to complain. It's healthy for him. It's good for him. I'm okay with that. I cooked up 2 chicken breasts chopped to do a quick cauliflower stir fry kind of deal with. And I cooked 2 whole chicken breasts on their own just to serve with, like, I guess Troy will have like mashed potatoes or something with it. I'll have, you know, broccoli and cauliflower or something. What you doing, Pippin? Meow. I think he's mad he's not getting another meal yet. He has to wait 45 minutes. So in between all of that, I got like a 3-mile bike ride done, a 1-mile bike ride done while stuff was cooking and I had all the dishes cleaned and everything. And then finally finished my workout and I ended up just doing all cardio today, which is fine. Folded a load of laundry, took a shower, and by the time that all happened, it was like 2:45, 3 o'clock, and it was time to, I had like, I could either come down here for half an hour, which probably would have given me time to unpack my basket of stuff I took upstairs yesterday. Pippin, what are you crying for? Where are you at? Why are you standing in the closet crying? Baby. Cuteness. If the camera's not on you, you're just going to sit there and cry? What's wrong, honey? I don't know what he's after, but... yeah, so I really didn't have time to... Hi, baby. What? What's up, yump? My little pumpkin loaf. My sweet little pumpkin muffin. Yeah, you're my little pumpkin muffin. It really just, like, the time, like I said before, you know, the time investment with card making, it takes me 20 minutes to even get really kind of rolling and figure out what I was doing or what I'm going to do next and stuff. And then I'd like to have at least an hour to craft. So I need like an hour and 15, hour and 20 minutes in order to just get started on anything. So I didn't come down here. I stayed upstairs, watched TV with Troy. We hung out for a little while. I made dinner, which was yummy. And, because I went to the other store, I didn't have to put Parmesan on my tacos. Which I still don't know why they thought that was a good... mozzarella would have made more sense. Anyway. I got everything cleaned up from dinner. Got the coffee made. I did everything but feed the cats. So, I am going to try... I'm at least going to unpack my basket because I can sit here and do that while I'm talking to you guys. It's just how I brought everything down. But here's my 1/2-inch strips. I did finish a roll of ATG tape yesterday. I was working upstairs. I'm going to try to work on mounting some more of the squares. I'm going to, if I've got some ready to go, I can go ahead and put them on the card bases or on the piece of embossed cardstock. Whee! As y'all just go along for the ride here. So, put my empty basket under my desk. I use those for holding stuff constantly on my desk. These are the bases for the scrap cards that I got done yesterday. So we've got some with the black. And I could at least get this far tonight on a couple, I'm sure. I've got 45 minutes to an hour. So I wanted to at least get something done down here. And if nothing else, I needed to catch you guys up on what I did last night, because I did sit there working at the desk for a while. I cut out a whole bunch of extra card bases here that I can use. So these finally came in the mail last night, and I'm very excited because, and of course I left the rest of them upstairs. I'm going to take some label tape on the back and label these what size they're holding. But these are the containers I was saying I can hold my, you know, just 1 3/4 inch squares in and just have the matting squares here. But I wanted something big enough to hold my 2 1/4 by 3 1/4. And those will fit in here quite nicely, because that's one that I use a ton of. There are certain things that I just always end up using, and I think it's because I use so many 6x6 pads, I end up with a lot of these. Another one is 2 1/4 by 2 1/4 mats, because there's a lot of 2x2 squares that are in paper pads. I end up using a ton. So anyway, I've got all of my scraps that could be 1 1/2 by 1 1/2 squares cut. I did get that far. I've got some in here that are matted. This is my stack of unmatted versus matted. So I'm just going to sit here and work on sticking these to the mats. I was really hoping to get, you know, a little bit further along earlier, but okay, Sarah, like I've said before. And I do have my stack in here that I intend to use with the brown mats. I think I have enough mats cut for everything. But I'm just going to rock and roll, see what I get done. Hopefully I can get done at least matting everything. I'll set these aside in a different stack so they don't get confused, and we can see what I accomplish tonight. But that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It was 11 scrap cards, which, based on what I have here, we could end up with 20 scrap cards by the end of this, which I'm not going to be angry about. Like, this one has 3 different paper pads on it. These 2 are from the Martha Stewart. This is from the Plaid Tidings paper pad I needed to steal a strip from. And this is from that old one from 2 years ago. So, like, that's 2 years ago. That's the Echo Park 2 years ago. Echo Park 2 years ago, 2 years ago, 2 years ago. 2 years ago. Plaid Tidings, 2 years ago. I mean, everything kind of did get mixed up. Echo Park, 2 years ago. Echo Park, 2 years ago. All that's 2 years ago. Echo Park, Echo Park, Echo Park 2 years ago. That's a different one. 2 years ago, and then the Plaid Tidings. So, yeah. I mean, we got a nice mixture going in of the Echo Park already with the 2 years ago. I'm not angry. I'm not angry at all at how we're looking with these, because I really liked how the first set of these turned out, and I've got plenty of different ways I can strip these off to wish people Merry Christmas, because I know I got more of those Merry Christmases there, and if not, I've got stamps I can do it with, I've got a Cricut I can do it with, or I can go down to Hobby Lobby and buy whatever the new Merry Christmases are, so, because they've got all their Christmas stuff out. Anyway, I'll do a quick check-in at the end of whatever I get done tonight, and I will see you guys in a little bit. Okay, you guys, so it's 8:30. Pippin is trying very hard to be very patient. He's ready to eat. So, I did get everything matted. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 that I will put together tomorrow with the black mats. And I got 11 more done today. So I'm going to end up with like a whole set of these. I think part of these I'm going to keep as note cards and make them like Christmas and winter themed, like thank you cards. Cause like that's more winter. Whereas like that's clearly Christmas. Just so I've got, you know, a little bit of flexibility, but that's a lot of cards. Somebody, I did mean to say something about this. Somebody reached out and asked me, how I feel about scrap cards. To me, it's really no different than any other card. They're still planned and thought out. Like I'm not, I mean, you can see clearly, like I'm planning the layouts as I go and thinking about them and playing with like, because I had so much of this burlap, like I kind of wanted to play with the reds and the burlaps and stuff. Like they're planned out cards, no different than any other card. So they're not like garbage cards to me, I guess is kind of like the direct thing. But no, to me, scrap cards are no different than any other card that I make. They're just using the smaller bits and pieces. There are some really cool dies out there that you can use. I've got some that I think I only used once, but I just never think to pull out my die cutting machine for these things. But they're still well planned out cards, no different than any other card I make. They're sometimes easier to keep simpler and use as note cards because you're not getting carried away at that point. You're working with smaller pieces, so you can add like more interest, you know, based on that. But yeah, I mean, clearly based on like the last set I did with the Martha Stewart pad, like to me, they're no different than any other card. I'll embellish them and do the same things. They're just, I plan them and think about them slightly differently as I'm cutting out pieces. Anyway, I am going to go feed the kittens. I'll sort these into the stack with the other one. So that's actually, what, 22 cards? There was 11 and 11. Yeah, so I'm really happy with what I've got so far. That'll give me 34 cards. And I still have a couple leftover bits in there for the next set as I make more cards. So anyway, I will check in with you guys tomorrow morning. Hopefully it'll be a little bit more of a normal morning. Who knows? But I love you guys. and I will see y'all real soon. Good morning, you guys. There's barely an hour left in the morning, but good morning anyway. So we got a late start this morning. Troy worked from home for the first part of the day, or first part of the morning, and by the time this uploads, you already know he was out of town tonight, so I wanted to spend the morning with him. So anyway, late start, that was fine, could deal with that, but just got done with my workout, and now I am burping. So I am probably gonna go jump in the shower. I did 7 miles on the bike. I did a quick 2-mile walk to keep my cardio up while I did 30 minutes of strength training. So I'm beat. It was a hard workout. It was a long workout. These days where I work out from home, I tend to work out a lot harder than normal. I'm trying to build some muscle mass, which kind of sucks because I hate strength training. Like, overall, I just hate it. I think it's one of the most boring things ever. But the last 2 mornings have been kind of cattywampus. I'm hoping tomorrow is going to be a normal timed morning. So anyway, I'm going to finish pounding my water real quick, and then I'm going to go jump in the shower. I should be able to finish off the cards that I laid out last night. And I don't know if I'm going to have time today to completely embellish them and like finish off that set of scrap cards. But I should be able to make headway because, like I said, I have 12 laid out. I have 22 that are started. So, I mean, that's going to be 44 cards right there. Or 34 cards, right? No. 22, 32. Yeah, 34. That's 34 cards. The other cards from the Echo Park collection's 32 cards. And the 36 cards I think I got from the Martha Stewart collection. So we've got a lot of headway there. I might set the scrap cards to the side because those will be fairly easy to fix or finish. I might set those to the side and finish cutting up the scraps from that other old pad, or the rest of that old pad that I was from 2 years ago, and turning those into other cards. So we would also end up at that point probably with some more 1.5 inch strips. I am collecting on my 1/2 inch strips. I need to make sure I have 32 set aside for the scrap cards I already have done. After that, all of those will be used to make scrap backgrounds. So the 2 6x6 pads I've already cut into are actually making a lot more cards than I already thought, especially when combined with the other rustic scraps that I already had. So anyway, that's kind of the game plan for this afternoon. I already have lunch prepped in the fridge. I already have dinner prepped in the fridge. All I have to do is heat everything. Everything's ready to go. That's the advantage of doing those big cook-up days like I did yesterday, is I can pretty much just grab and go food for the rest of the week and don't really have to think about it. I have meatloaf in the refrigerator for dinner tomorrow night, so all I have to do is I prefer a tomato paste horseradish sauce on the top. But that's all I have to do is do that, chuck it in the oven, and it'll be ready to go. And Troy will have mashed potatoes or something like that, and I'll have broccoli with it. I eat a lot of broccoli and cauliflower. I actually like broccoli and cauliflower. I might do some Brussels sprouts maybe with that. But anyway, that's kind of where I am right now. I know, just babbling. I'm making like little to no sense. My brain is like, blah. But I am going to shower and eat real quick. So I'll catch up with you guys in a bit. Well, guys, I thought I had my stuff together. I thought, you know, I'll eat, drink my water, take a shower. That'll take, 1 hour and a half maybe. No, it's now 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So yeah, I'm just now getting down here. Since I am on my own tonight, I don't have to kind of like really rush, and dinner really is made. All I have to do is, I could nuke it, but I will actually throw it in a pan to cook it, heat it up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put all these on backgrounds. And like I said, that's a dozen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 10, 12. Yes. And then what I'm going to do, this is the leftovers kit from 2 years ago from this paper pad. Now, I do have leftovers from both paper pads I used 2 years ago, this one and the other one, which is not rustic themed. And some leftovers from last year. So instead of cutting into a new paper pad, even though I only used 2 6x6 pads so far, what I might do for the rest of the month is actually just try to use up what I've already cut into. I don't think there's much really in the last 2, but it can't really hurt. Plus, with this rustic one, I also have both of the full 12 by 12 cut apart strips page. If I don't use this by the time I'm done with these cards, if this isn't empty, this is going in the recycling bin. It's getting thrown away. I don't want to continue holding on to this. It's cute. It works with these cards, but I don't want to keep holding on to it. So, and I do also have some Winter Wishes cards that I made at the New Year when I was testing out the Arteza supplies. I don't know how I started doing this, like bins of mostly finished things. This is last year's craft journal. This is this year's craft journal in these 12 by 12 things. I shared those with you in my supplies I love video. These are just some random cut apart pits, but I dropped these in here after I finished them last year. So I do have some other warm winter wishes cards that I can send out. As I've come across things, I've just kind of tossed them in here. I apparently have like 3 open packages of these floating around the craft room. Totally random. I don't know why I cleared the desk so fast after doing cards last year, but apparently I did. This is my leftovers from last year. And some of these are mostly finished cards. So, I mean, literally there's not that much in there. And then this has stickers, cards. It feels very heavy. I didn't think there was that much in here. It looks like I was playing with some 5x7 cards. Maybe that's what it is. I think that's some cards that are already mostly done. But this is the other set from 2 years ago that I was playing with. So, that may be what I focus on. I also took some, the offcuts from gift wrap. And I mounted those on some cardstock last year. So, anyway. That's what I keep, like, pointing to back here. This is some more of those gift wrap things in the stack here. So I'm actually going to take these out and set these to the side because these just need envelopes to match with them. And I have some silver glitter washi tape so I can bada bing, bada boom those up real quick. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. I think that's what I'm going to focus on for the rest of this month during Vlogmas when it comes to the cards. I think I'm just going to finish trying to use up leftovers. And then, hi, Bannerman. Bannerman, Bannerman, tiny fluffy Bannerman. He is the tiniest little muse. Meow. And he tried to flump on the cutter. Yeah. I'm just going to keep on going here with these. See where we get, see what we get done. He's been asleep in the window most of the afternoon. There's a little itty bitty tiny anole that keeps running between the screen and the window. What do you smell? What even my foot? So anyway, I'm not going to let the cuteness distract me. I am going to get to work and get things done. Banner, what are you doing in there? That used to be where Curzon loved hanging out in the craft room. He'd either hang out there or in front of the fireplace in the wintertime when I turned the fireplace on. Anyway, peace. Alrighty guys, so from the leftovers of the Christmas farmhouse collection, this is what we have. So we have a couple cut aparts here that probably aren't going to work in any cards. These might work on the inside of some cards. We have a handful of A2 size backgrounds kind of already going here. We have some chunks, some strips, and a 5x7 background. And this is this was a full sheet design, and I actually have been using the parchment tone in the center here to do some like backgrounds or some stamped work, I think, in the original cards, but I don't think we're going to go back to that with this one. So I'm thinking maybe this just needs something here that says wishing you a Merry Christmas of some sort. So I'll probably end up coming back and stamping something on this, not this year. I'll just set this aside. So we might be looking at like 8 or 9 cards out of this, unless I go back to that Just Crafts sketch that I did that had the strips, because I could do a lot with these strips. There's a lot of strips here. Not to mention strips here. So, yeah, we'll just roll with it and see what we have. I did get a dozen of these that I showed you done. I've got all the tags to go on the inside of those. And if you look across the room, that little gray box right there has all the Echo Park cards in it. So that's the first 60-something cards. Then we have another 30 scrap cards here that just need to have like the little bottom strip put on them and mounted on cards and have some element put in the center. But I'm going to play with these first. Okie dokie, guys. So it is now 4:20. I'm going to go ahead and call it quits. So I mounted the scraps for 12 cards. I resorted what's on my desk, and I made 5 more. And these are done using scraps and some more of the die cuts that I set aside. I did find a couple more of the cardinals and one more deer in a box that was sitting over here. I did take a second to, because I wanted to reclaim this section of my cube here to set these down. I had a box, which I just kind of shoved up there, that had an acrylic square and a couple of Christmas bits in it. So I just threw them in the thing. So we do have 2 that are alike with the holly, 2 with the cardinals, and 1 with the deer. And then all I have to do is once again do an insert for them, and they'll be done, ready to send out. Envelopes are coordinating. Everything is ready to go. So while it doesn't, once again, look like I did a whole lot down here with my 2 hours, I feel accomplished for my 2 hours. I made heads or tails of what was in that bin, and I actually got 5 cards cranked out using die cuts that I printed, die cuts that I purchased, some more of my Hobby Lobby gems. Not that I'm trying to get rid of those, because, I mean, they are something I use a lot of. They're just the standard paper crafting ones, not the Christmas ones. The Christmas ones seem to fall apart. I'm going to be honest, like if you're looking at buying gems to decorate cards, buy the regular paper crafting ones, not the Christmas craft ones, because you can see, well, I think I pulled it off. Up here, that is the adhesive strip that these are stuck to. But the adhesive that the gem is stuck to that with is actually like schmelty. And was sticky enough, I was able to use them on my cards. So, I don't know. It was kind of weird. I'm almost done with my next pack of foam squares, and I really want to use these up because these are way thicker than what I normally use. They're just barely thick enough to work for sending in the mail. But I do want to use these up because I don't like using them in scrapbook pages either. So, I want to get them out of my stash. I really do prefer my giant rolls of foam tape and occasionally some of those mounting squares that I can find at Tuesday morning. So anyway, the sketch I was using for this was the Just Craft Sketch One Sheet Wonder Template 28. It was just sitting here, so that's what I rolled with. And I wanted to use large pieces first and then move down to smaller pieces. So anyway, I am going to go see if the mail ever came. I'm going to get Banner out of here. He's curled up. Oh, he moved. I just heard him. Where did he go? He was curled up in the corner over here. Oh, there he is. I'm going to grab him and we're going to head upstairs. I might go ahead and start that snowman tonight. You want to go upstairs, man? Come on. Let's go. Is he actually listening? Yep, he's following. Come on, little man. Good boy. I still don't let him stay in the craft room when I'm not there. You're so cute. Meow. Yeah. Hi, Pippidilly. Where were you hiding out at? Hi, Sugar Movin'. Oh, goodness sake. All right. I'm going to take these guys upstairs and give them those little tube treats. They've been good boys. They've been very good boys. They let mommy work for 2 hours. I will see you guys after I decide what I'm going to do for the rest of the night. Good morning, you guys. So I'm actually making it out on a normal walk. It's a normal-ish morning. It is 6:30. I did have to get out like dead on time though, because I messed up the time I set my grocery pickup for at Publix. So it's okay. It's okay. We shall survive. It's probably a good thing anyway, because Troy's supposed to be home fairly early today. He's got meetings and then he's got a doctor's appointment this afternoon, so I don't know what today's going to be like. I got the bed made. I've kind of dusted, picked up, so I don't have a whole lot of chores left to do. Everything's kind of already done, but we'll see. I would like to get downstairs if I have some time after I get back to, or maybe while Troy's at the doctor's, I can get down there to work on those cards some more though. I'm excited to see what we end up with out of all those scraps. So I hope y'all are having a wonderful day, and I will see y'all again real soon. Hey guys, so it is 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Once again, I have lost all of the first half of my day, or first 3/4 of my day. I haven't even had a chance to take a shower yet. So I came back from my walk. We did a 4-mile walk. I was back at like 8 o'clock. Came in, used the bathroom, washed my hands, washed the bug spray off my legs and my arms, and ran to the grocery store to pick up my to-go order. And I got notified a whole bunch of stuff wasn't available, but I knew it was there because it's always there. I mean, some of that had to be there. So anyway, I went ahead and went into the store, grabbed everything they said wasn't available, and came back. I came back, got the pickup order, and then left. So that took me a little while this morning. I got home again right about 10 o'clock, made some lunch, put up the groceries, and then, seriously, cats, really? By the time I got done eating lunch and everything, Troy was on his way home, so I was trying to, like, get some things together, finish folding laundry and everything before he got home so he could put up his clothes. And he got home, ate lunch, and has now left for his doctor's appointment. In the process of him trying to leave, my Amazon shipment got here, and I had to put together a cat bed because I wanted the cats to have a place they could hang out here. And of course, they both walked in here, looked at it, and were like, nope. That's why I started the video facing the cat bed, because I thought Pippin might actually try to jump into it, but he didn't. Banner, come here, baby. You're in my chair, aren't you? No? Banner. Well, Pippin, you can come. We can try it out with Pippin. Let's see if we can get Pippin to sit in the pet bed. Oh, goodness gracious. You're a big boy. You are. See, look. It's a little mini cat tree, so you've got a place to hang out. And now he's looking up at the ledge like, oh, I can reach the ledge now. Hi, cutie bear. Where's Mama's sweet little pumpkin muffin? There you go. Good boy. Is that comfy? Is that comfy? I don't know what you're jutting your head at. I think Banner's in the closet. You're so cute. Yes, you are. You're so cute. But anyway, since I've got the cat bed put together, Troy's gone for a few minutes. At least one of the cats seems to be interested in sleeping in the pet bed. I am going to try to spend a few minutes making cards, and then I'll probably spend the rest of the night hanging out with my husband. Who knows what we'll watch on TV. I wish I could remember the movie we watched the other night. We watched a teen horror movie that had Jensen Ackles in it the other day that was actually, I mean, they tried to do something different. And there's this weird zone in teen horror movies in the late 90s, early 2000s where they play like a certain type of music, and you know they're trying to make a serious horror movie, not, you know, Joyride or whatever it was. Candy Cane, which was just ridiculous, or House of Wax, which was just trying to be ridiculous. Like there's this weird genre of late high school, early college age kids, and the music always just like, you know, they were trying to make a serious movie, and it's a decent horror movie actually, as far as like all that being said, that's like the teen slasher horror movies are like the worst of all the horror movies in my opinion. Like, all that being said, like they actually tried to do something different, and it was pretty good. We really enjoyed it. Why do you look surprised now? I swear. Anyway, we took a chance on that and really enjoyed it, so we might try to take a chance on another movie that's recommended. We found that one on Amazon Prime. Troy also found a couple other ones he wanted to give a shot. We're still trying to find a good creature feature that focuses on skinwalkers. Look at how cute that Smoot is. He's like, yeah, I'm comfortable now. Can you leave me alone, please? Yeah, peasantry, leave me alone. I'm good. But he's so cute. Now I'm just trying to will myself to get back out of the floor, because I need to do that. But I brought my water down. I forgot my coffee. I don't mind drinking cold coffee. But I'm going to get to work here. Have some funs. Nobody else should be knocking on the door now, so I don't have any reason I'm going to have to run back upstairs. Okay, so real quick, I wanted to jump in here while I'm cutting out, pieces to start my next set of cards. Of course, I just dropped a piece. Sorry for the wiggle wobble. I swear this is one of those days where hopefully I don't give you motion sickness watching the videos. So, I'm cutting out the pieces for this card, and this is a Call Me Crafty Owl sketch from November 2022. This, the layouts and everything are why I love this. So I'm cutting out the big matte piece that the little scrap pieces are going to go on. And one of the reasons why some of these cards are taking me so much longer than I think would be normal for most people, is as I'm going, I'm cutting 1 3/4 inch squares and dropping them into my little bin. Like I had a strip from cutting this, and I'm going ahead and doing that as I go. That way I don't have to just sit there and cut a whole bunch of squares, which would be obnoxious. And like I said, black, brown, and white tend to be the background matting colors I use the most when I make cards. So having those on hand just is a good idea. I did get the rest of my organizing boxes, so I will be able to put these in a smaller box and then put the 2 1/4 by 3 1/4 pieces in these. I'm very excited about that. Anyway, I just wanted to pop in real quick and tell you guys that's one of the reasons why I've kind of been slow on these and not like zipping through cutting out like a whole bunch of things at once. This is going to take me a while anyway because it's cutting. I'm going to be cutting down strips to do these. So anyway, I just wanted to pop in with that real quick. Peace out, and I will see you as I'm finishing up down here. Well, guys, that was weird. So I have some 12-inch, half-inch strips, which I can use for the strippy base backgrounds or for the inside of cards. I have 10 black background scrappy cards and 8 brown background scrappy cards. I have the strips cut for another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the February 2022 Call Me Crafty Owl sketch. So we use November 2020 and February 2022 today. This is all that's left. And I am going to use some of these background pieces. Well, I guess that's a chunk I could use. I'm going to use some of these on some of these cards, just as a background, but that'll use up the entire thing after that. So, let's see, these are 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So yeah, I've got a couple that are portrait just because of the nature of the paper I cut out. I'll use one on a landscape card. These are the leftovers that I just didn't have the heart to throw away yet, but I think those are, some of those could be strips on the inside of cards, little tags on the inside of cards, but really these 4 pieces is all I have left. So I might just go ahead and cut these down into 1 1/2 by 1 1/2 inch squares and call the paper pad done. This is a big enough chunk from the plaid tidings. I'll stick that there. Yeah, so it's now 3:30. I am going to run upstairs and put the meatloaf in the oven. I think Troy is now home from his doctor's appointment, so I'm going to check in with him. If I have time before the meatloaf comes out of the oven, though, I'll start going ahead and sticking things onto things real quick. But that's where we are. I'm really surprised at how far along I got on this. I did not think it would be that easy. I feel like I've done something horribly wrong. Now, I mean, to be fair, I have only cut out pieces. I haven't started adhering anything down yet. I haven't like ordered my stacks or anything yet. How I want certain things to go together. When these go on to the card bases, then I'll have, you know, like the Merry Christmas sentiment and some gems or die cuts. I think a lot of these, like the gingerbread die cuts I showed you at the beginning, would look really cute with these. So yeah, I'm kind of floored at how far along I got with these and where we are now. So I am going to rock and roll on that, and I will check back in with you guys when I'm doing something more interesting. Okie dokie, you guys. So I got about 45 minutes to an hour to where I was able to come back downstairs and start adhering things together. Look at how clean my desk is all of a sudden. It's like magic. Anyway, so these are already mounted on cards. These are the strip style ones. And these will have more embellishments. They'll have sentiments and doodads and die cuts and stuff on them. So they'll definitely have a lot more going on. And then for this set, we have 8 on the brown bases, 9 on the black. I do have these 2 pieces cut out for one more, so I might take one of those chunks and do a couple more of these real quick sometime tomorrow. So these will be mounted similar to the ones that I just showed you. And I'll do the 4 by 5 1/4 mat. So the card base shows. So we've got like, kind of like this like triple mat effect. Like that. So that's where I'm ending it tonight. I'm getting kind of weary. Avery Lane is getting ready to post her, Nikki's getting ready to post the members code to order yarn, the members only yarn. So I want to go, there's a sock set I have my eyeballs on. I want to go and grab that. I'm happy with this. I'm very happy with what we got out of this. Plus, I've got the other 5 cards there. I've got... Look at how cute my little boxes are. I feel so organized. I've got some more squares in here, so we'll have a couple more of those scrap cards. Which those are here. So that was like 30 cards. This would be another... this is 17 cards. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Plus the 5 I did yesterday, so that'll be 27. Out of scraps. Just leftovers from a previous year's paper pack. Plus some of the 6x6 scraps. So, I mean... looking at what I've done in the last 2 days as far as scrap cards go, when you just look at that, which are truly scrap cards, working with whatever you have left, I really cannot do too much complaining about how far these things went. Once again, the goal is to not make the paper go very far because I have more than enough and really need to use it. What I am going to find, I think I'm using a lot of, is going to be the die cuts. I may find myself in the position where I don't have enough die cuts to finish cards. These will be using the circles that I have printed in my tub here. Everything's just kind of gotten smushed around. In here somewhere are circles like these squares. There they are. So I will use, you know, a lot of these up. I'll take... I'll more or less follow the sketch with these. Because that is a circle sentiment. Gemstones. So that'll be easy. That's what those are going to look like. These, I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. So I've got a couple different die sets that will look cute with those. I'll play with those as we get to embellishing them. And then with these, I'm going to do what I did with the last set. So if you didn't follow me along with those... I did small die cuts with gems and a strip. So that's what those will end up looking like in the end. And we might play with some larger dies. I don't know. But, you know, we've got 32 here, 32 here, another 50 over there. So I really can't complain with what I've gotten done so far this month. I feel, once again, like I keep feeling like I'm not getting things done. And then when I actually take a step back to look at it, because I'm working in such small little burst of time, it doesn't feel as accomplishing, I guess. But even when I look at my empties here, I finished off the last of a 12 by 12 pad. I used 2 entire 6 by 6 pads. I finished off a package of foam dots, a package of stickers, a package of gemstones, a thing of ribbon. I have finished off 4 rolls of ATG and 3 rolls of washi tape already. So, and I'm going to have at least another 5 rolls of washi tape that I finish off as I work on what's left with those. So, I'm going to call it a night. I got 20 minutes, so I'm going to go feed the cats and make sure everything else is ready to start going to bed. And I'm going to place my yarn order and, I don't know, go to bed. It won't be quite that quick, but anyway. I love you guys. I guess one of the things I need to do is upload this video. It's 3 days worth of content, but I will see you guys tomorrow.